Hi, my name is Burhan Azeem. I'm a city councilor in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I was born in Pakistan. I moved here when I was 4 years old. Moved to New York initially, moved around a lot every year. It was a hard time. We were on Medicaid and food stamps. And then I was really lucky. I got a full scholarship into MIT. But I was really involved in the community, and especially around housing issues and how expensive it was to live here. Right now, Cambridge is the second most expensive place in the United States after New York. In terms of costs, like the three biggest costs for people are number 3 is transit, number 2 is childcare, and then number 1 by a mile is housing. If you were able to get housing prices under control, I think that a lot more people would feel economically secure and be able to feel very comfortable.
If you ask somebody if they consider moving to Cambridge, they'll be like, no, I cannot afford it. People are moving out of Cambridge in droves because it's out of reach for many people.
I was moving in with a friend, and what I quickly realized is that there was nothing out on the market, right? We had a 0.5% vacancy rate. 250 units were available in the whole city. And there was more than 250 people looking for an apartment at that time. Money was not the issue for me. But even just finding an appropriate apartment in the city that was available and not just taken and swooped up really quickly was really, really difficult.
So I was in a rent-controlled building for 13 years, which is why I'm so sympathetic to young people. I was young at the time. We definitely need more affordable housing.
It's fairly simple. We have a ban on apartments in most part of our city, and we should allow more apartments to be built. The big bill that I wrote this year was the Affordable Housing Overlay, which will allow a lot more housing on our squares and corridors. And then we actually ended up passing it just a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, almost a full year after it was introduced.
On the motion to ordain, Councilor Azeem?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Carlone?
No.
No. Vice Mayor Mallon?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor McGovern?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Nolan?
No.
No. Councilor Simmons?
Yes.
Yes. Councilor Toner?
No.
No. Councilor Zondervan?
Yes.
Yes. Mayor Siddiqui?
Yes.
Yes. Madam Mayor, you have 6 members who have voted yes, 3 members have voted no.
Oh, 6-3. The second biggest cost for people is childcare. And so we have 2 big policies that we're rolling out. One is universal pre-K, so you can get your kids from 4 or 3.5 years old into school. And I think that makes it a little bit easier for parents. And then also I've done a lot of work on after school, so we're adding 170 extra after school seats. The goal is that, you can keep your kids in school until you get off of work if you need to. And I think that'll hopefully make it a lot easier for parents. So I think that there's 2 big sources of emissions in Cambridge, and it's important to understand that. The 2 big sources are buildings and then transportation, how you get to those buildings, right? And mainly among transportation, it's very simple, it's cars. Really trying to make all the other ways that don't rely on a car and are less carbon intensive a little easier. I think that we need to go back and really figure out what to do with the bus service.
I'm Brooke McKenna. I'm the Transportation Commissioner here in the City of Cambridge. We work really closely with the MBTA and trying to optimize kind of the bus network within Cambridge, as well as kind of collaborating on some of the improvement work or catch-up work that the T is doing now on the Red Line as well.
The MBTA has a lot of problems. They don't pay their bus drivers enough, which has been somewhat remedied by their recent new contract, and they don't have enough buses, period. I think, we need to figure out how to do accountability for the MBTA in terms of mass transit.
Over the 4-ish so years that I've been around here, it seems like specifically the Red Line, which is the one that I live on, seems to have become less reliable.
Not very often, but I do use the T. It's honestly faster for me to walk. The slow zones, the green line's down right now.
We really want to push this as a priority. And I think in general, the MBTA is a partner. It's about working together and getting those things done. I just thought I had a lot to offer, so I ran first in 2019, and I lost by 100 votes, and then I ran in 2021, and I was lucky enough to have made it. I think that people get really excited by the work and achievement I've been able to get through the last 2 years. I think I've had a very successful term, and I think that's exciting to people to try to see City Council and City Hall just kind of move through the process and do things.
I support the plan because the accommodation and the biking system he was proposing is so good.
Young people still vote at lower rates than older people. That problem's magnitude only increases as you get to more and more local levels. The ratio of people who vote in a gubernatorial election versus a presidential election is worse In Cambridge, we're like a very young city. The median age, depending on exactly how you count, is like 30, 32 of registered voters. And yet, you know, besides me and the mayor, like the next youngest city councilor is like 56 at the moment. We have to first get people to care about local politics at all and get informed. So they have to know what, you know, City Hall is, what's going on, what power we have, then understand the candidates, then want to vote, then register to vote, and then go and actually vote. And so there's a huge ladder of engagement, and people who've never voted before start at the bottom. But I've worked very closely with the MIT and Harvard graduate student unions in terms of trying to get their people registered and for them to vote, which I think has been somewhat successful. I'm very happy if I get reelected and get all my bills passed and then just call it a day. I think it's just a question of how long it takes me to get all of the bills I have planned passed.
My name is Nathan Klima. I'm a legislative aide for Councillor Burhan Azeem. I first met Burhan actually at an event in North Cambridge where we were celebrating the opening of the North Mass Ave bus and bike lanes. Biking's a very contentious issue right now in Cambridge. He was looking for a legislative aide, and I had an interest in, you know, mobility policy as well as some housing stuff. So that's how I got involved with Burhan. Often people aren't really taken seriously if you're young. You know, Burhan was the youngest elected city councilor in history, and I'm sure he had quite a few detractors when he was elected just because of his age. So, you know, it's good that he was able to prove some of them wrong.
If Burhan could get elected to the Cambridge City Council, he could do a lot of good that would, you know, just benefit not just the city of Cambridge, but the overall community. The reason why I canvassed for him is because he just seemed like a very genuine person. I follow him online. I keep up with, you know, what he's accomplished in the city council. Young people have a lot of energy, you know. I think it takes a lot of work and, you know, just a lot of determination to make a difference in local affairs. Some of these kind of young people who are kind of still finding their foothold in life, I really can be the lifeblood of a lot of communities in this country. And so, if anything, it's essential to get them meaningfully involved.
Local politics are incredibly important, and the way it works, the way communities work, are just awesome. They really are really personal and really like this. At the end of the day, all of us are responsible for what happens in our communities.
We're really excited to see the results of the election. We've all been out all day since 7 a.m. at polling locations all over the city, so we just want to see the votes come in and see how we did.
There's a local reporter, John Hawkinson, and he's just looking at the ballot, looking at the printouts as they come in and adding it to a spreadsheet. And that's how we're all following it, just staring at his little spreadsheet on Google Docs.
Tonight is, of course, election night. In Cambridge, we have what's called single transferable vote. So you can order the candidates that you like, as many as you want. It's why this election process is called proportional representation.
Federico Mochnik, candidate for City Council. Can't recommend running enough. For some people, it's such a rewarding experience. It's one of the most rewarding chapters of my life. Just overall, this feeling of seeing the democracy in action, keeping democracy running, kind of cool to watch.
We won. Very exciting. We got a lot of bills passed and there was a lot of pushback, but we did it. Stronger than ever, came in second out of 24 candidates. It's very exciting. I'm gonna sleep a lot tonight.